Hey guys, so I wanted to do a video on why I think it's so important to have GPS trackers on your cars, especially if you're renting them out on Turo, and especially if you're doing high-end cars. These are just a few of my cars that you can see parked right there. And right here, this is my all-new 2017 Corvette Stingray. And that's the one I'm going to talk to you guys about right now, because the craziest thing happened a couple of days ago where actually it was kind of like technically the first renter that I had for this car after buying it brand new off the lot. And this girl, she rented it from me for a week. Everything checked out, checked her license and everything like that, and didn't anticipate to have any issues with this rental. Turns out towards the end of the rental, things got really kind of weird, and I started getting a bad feeling about the rental, because on the last day I had messaged her just to confirm, you know, what time she'd be bringing the car back, and just reaching out, making sure her rental went well. And it turned out that I did not hear back from her at all. She didn't respond to any messages, haven't heard from her in days while she had my rental. So, you know, I started getting kind of worried. Luckily though, I had set up a GPS tracker on this car when I bought it. So I was able to start tracking my car once I realized that she wasn't gonna answer any of my messages, and things just kind of felt a little bit odd to me. So then I decided to open up my tracker and just kind of check out where my car was at, and the weirdest thing happened. My tracker said that the car was right around where I live, which I thought was really odd. So then I actually called OnStar just to make sure that my tracker was working correctly, because I just thought there's no way that the car could be parked somewhere near my house. But turns out OnStar said that my tracker was correct, and that, you know, I should probably go check and see where the car is at. Now, where I live, as you can tell, it's all underground parking, right? So you don't really have service or reception down here. So when you use trackers in underground parking, they're only so accurate, right? So they'll only ping like the last location where they have satellite reception. So when I checked the tracker, it kind of just gave me a vicinity around my house. It actually looked like the car was parked on the middle of the street. So I thought that was odd. So right away, I hopped in my car, I started driving around, I got out of my complex, I checked the nearby surrounding parking lots, didn't see the car anywhere, kept driving around, couldn't find it, and I thought, you know, maybe for sure my tracker was wrong. But then when I came back towards my complex, there was a parking lot, and so I drove by that parking lot, and sure enough, I find my car parked there. So then I go ahead, I approach my car, and turns out that it's unlocked and the key is in there. And the sucky part was that this girl totally thrashed my car. I mean, there was just a bunch of junk in there. She spilled a bunch of stuff, but thank God I had a tracker on it. I have no idea when she left the car there or how long it had been sitting there, but I was just glad that for the most part it was in one piece, in terms of there wasn't any major damages on the body of the car. However, the inside of the car, being brand new, was pretty badly thrashed. So, you know, I'll show you guys kind of some of the damages that I experienced, and then in the videos to follow, I'll show you guys how I file a claim with Turo to get compensated to actually rehabilitate the car, get it cleaned, and get it back to the condition that it was in. So check out some pictures that I'm going to show you right now of what happened to my car. So when I grabbed my car, I actually found the key sitting in this center console. The cup holders had just so much trash in them. And then the crazy part was that I started seeing tracks of some sort of sticky soda or liquid just spilled all around this area. And so then I kind of started tracing it and found that there is a huge spilling right behind the seat. And I don't know how well you guys can see it now. A lot of this has obviously already been wiped down and cleaned, so these are just sort of like the remaining stains, but it was actually spilled all over the front seat as well, and kind of damaged my seat as a whole. You can't really see the stains in the video, but this part of the chair right here is actually still badly damaged. You can kind of see like a white stain right there, and then also this part of my car, and then actually my entire center console as well was ruined. So that day I was in a hurry because I had back-to-back rentals, so I had to clean my car, but I took really detailed pictures, and that kind of helped me get my reimbursement from Turo. So it was a lot worse than it looks now, because this is obviously after it's been cleaned and kind of rehabilitated, so I have yet to get the rest of the stains out. But it was a pretty terrible experience for my brand new car that you guys can tell is just in excellent condition because I just got it. So stay tuned for how I went ahead with the claims process with Turo and how I got paid to get my car clean and back in good shape. So just to kind of close off on this video, that's definitely why it's so important to have a GPS tracker. Had I not had that on this car, I don't know how long it would have taken me to actually find my car and be able to locate it, and I probably would have had to have gone through the stolen vehicle process, which would have been a pain in the ass to do. So definitely really important to have trackers on your car just to be safe. You know, you want that peace of mind that you always know that in the worst case scenario, which I've been doing Turo now for over 3 years, and I've really only had to, out of necessity, use my trackers twice, and this was one of the incidents. And the second incident was when my Corvette got stolen by a pimp and a drug dealer, and that was a whole nother ordeal, and I have some really crazy pictures and footage from that night that I'll be releasing later on my YouTube channel. But that was definitely an exciting night, to say the least. So get that GPS tracker on your car, especially, you know, if you're buying them brand new, or there's a ton of third-party companies that do GPS trackers on my more expensive cars like my Corvettes. Sometimes I actually put 2 trackers on them, one OnStar that comes with the car, and then the second one I actually buy from a third party and get installed into the car. So some good companies that I like, that I found third party, is one of them is Car Recovery, and that's K-A-R-R Recovery. They're really good, and they'll come and install the trackers for you and do that whole thing. And then the other one is, I believe, called GPS Found, so that's another great company as well. So definitely look into those if you're getting into high-end cars, and stay tuned for more videos. This is one of my Corvettes out of the 3 that I currently have, and I got 2 more on the way, so I'll be doing another video on how I was able to start this business with a smart car, actually, and now I've worked my way up to having, you know, almost now 5 Corvettes and so many other cars. That truck right there being one of them, this Jeep right here being another one. So you know, I'll definitely share all my experiences that I've had and how I've been able to do this.